Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to WatchYouWant.com. Thanks for logging on. Today we have a watch from Jaeger-LeCoultre, one of their most contemporary movements and one of their most attractive sporting packages. This is a GMT diver, the JLC Master Compressor Diving GMT. So let's get into what this watch is, why it's cool, and how it embodies the best of Jaeger-LeCoultre's engineering and watchmaking competence. First things first, this is a 44mm case. It's big, it's bold, it's brushed, and it's gorgeous. If you're going to wear a big diver, you want it to at least sit lightly on the wrist, and this one does. It's made completely of titanium. Bezel, case, bracelet, links, and clasp. Very reasonable weight despite the 44mm size and the thick case. I have a 6 1/3 inch wrist and I can wear this comfortably. Now this is the compressor case style, so you're good to about 1,000 meters. So chances are, if you try to dive to the rated depth of this watch, you'll expire before it does. So pool, water skiing, water park, splish splash, you're good to go. Now it's a GMT, so a GMT allows you to have 2 time zones in the modern sense. There was a time, the older Rolex GMTs, the Explorer 2s in the beginning, where the 24-hour hand was just there to clarify whether the primary hour hand was pointing to, for instance, 2200 or 10 o'clock. But with this watch, with modern GMTs, you get the functionality of 2 time zones. Now, JLC allows you to set this watch 2 different ways. The first allows you to sync the local hour with the 24-hour hand, so you know, again, whether you're looking at 6 o'clock or 1800, or you can set the 2 times independently and have that second reference time zone for making contact with far-flung family, friends, or business connections. You can also set the hour hand independently of the minute hand on the local time when traveling. Now the watch has a unidirectional rotating professional diver's bezel just like this for timing short intervals while diving or while between meetings. It's a useful short-term timer, really eliminates the need for a chronograph for all but hour-plus duration events. Very useful. Also, if you listen to that click, JLC makes a magnificent one. A rotating dive bezel should have a lot of positive ratchet to it, first of all, so it has that feel of quality in the hand, but also so you know if you knock it when you're diving or when you're otherwise occupied. You don't want that to sneak up on you if you're dependent on the timer for something like scuba length. Now, the compressor case means that you get this awesome half-turn, full-release compressor crown. That's great because if you're familiar with the locking screw-down crowns of, say, a Rolex or an Omega Seamaster, you know that you got to turn them and turn them and turn them to get them in, turn them and turn them and turn them to get them out. It's a lot of work, and it's almost impossible if your hands are slimy or if you have any intention of using the watch as an actual diving tool and you need to wind it or set it before going down. It really frustrates you. So it's nice that JLC incorporates this half turn, blue you're through, white you're tight and good to dive. So it's nice. They've even color coded it. Very user friendly, very distinctive. This is something that'll draw a lot of attention and a lot of friendly questions. This is a conversation piece watch. It really does get people, watch guys and non-watch guys alike talking. So if you like attention, you'll like this watch. Now it's also got a nice little feature where the crown is rubber coated. It's a very hard natural rubber, so if you do bump into something with this larger crown guard and larger crown, you're probably not going to mar it, and you're not going to mar the crown. So it's just thoughtful details like that from JLC that really define this watch. And if you look at 6 o'clock, it's not the kind of thing you can notice instantaneously, but you'll see that little blue and white bar shifts, that the balance of blue and white changes as you glance at it and keep your stare fixed. Fix your gaze and you'll see that it shows you the watch is operating because it doesn't have a constant seconds hand. But to meet the ISO specifications for a dive watch, you do have to have an operation indicator, so you can't dive thinking you've got a timer and then realize halfway through, oh crud, I don't know how much air I have left. The watch has to show that it's running even if it doesn't have constant seconds, and that's how this does it. It's an interesting expression. It's definitely different. Again, it's just the basis of a conversation piece watch. Now another conversation piece is that it's one of only 1,500. This was the launch edition of the watch back in 2007. JLC built 1,500 in the 44mm size. After that, they were not sequentially numbered. They were not a limited edition. This is special by that virtue alone. But it has a lot of other nice features, including JLC's own brushed titanium bracelet. Now there is a rubber one and there is a rubber-coated stainless steel bracelet, but for visual coherence, this gorgeous brushed stainless steel is definitely the ticket. Really complements the bezel and the case, and I think this has the visual unity that the other versions don't have. Very harmonious, very attractive, and allows this watch to play more of a formal role when you're not playing, Sometimes you have to work hard too, and this watch is up to that. Now, the deployant clasp, as you can see, is not a single fold deployant, but a double. And the nice thing about that is that each of the deployant members is actually trigger actuated. So it's very secure when it's closed, and you really need that positive release. You have to actively engage yourself to release it. So as a dive watch, or as a watch you may wear during extreme activities, I don't know, bungee jumping, diving, water skiing, boating, sailing, you name it, it's not going to come undone. And that's reassuring. And in a luxury watch, something expensive, an investment piece, you really like to have that peace of mind. Now, it's also notable for the movement that's inside it. This was the first application of the JLC caliber 975 auto tractor movement. Very tough. Ceramic winding bearings that are maintenance free. Plenty of mainspring torque to drive complications like this GMT hand, shock insulated, anti-magnetic, very rugged, and beautifully finished. The auto tractor really takes JLC movements, which have always been fine, into the realm of durability and toughness. So this will rival any Rolex, Omega, or Panerai. Very durable watch on the outside and just as rough and tough on the inside. Now this example comes with an oversized box set from JLC, available through watchyouwant.com. This is an outstanding alternative to the more common Rolex, Omega, and Breitling sports watches. With a high horology pedigree, you're really getting something special. You're getting something different, and you just won't see one of these at every coffee table. So if you want something a little bit different, but just as rugged as the competition, the Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Compressor Diving GMT at watchyouwant.com. Check us out and browse our collection of pre-owned luxury watches. You just may find the watch you want.